How's it going, everybody? Today I wanted to talk about business interruption insurance for manufacturing companies and some of the key items to consider for this part of your commercial insurance program. Thank you for stopping by. My name is Brian. I'm an independent insurance agent based here in the state of Michigan, Metro Detroit specifically, and I work with businesses on their commercial insurance programs, as well as helping families and individuals with their personal insurance, their home, their auto insurance as well. My goal with this channel is to pass on a little bit of educational information to you so that you can make more informed decisions around your insurance, whether it's for yourself, your business, or your family, and then overall help answer any questions that you might have. So let's get into it. And before we get too far into the video, I do want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. And if you feel like this video was helpful, useful, anything like that, please feel free to like and share with anyone else as well. Business interruption insurance is an essential part of making sure that your manufacturing business is properly protected, but it is important to understand how this coverage exactly works. Coverage for this is only triggered when the loss is caused by a covered peril or cause of loss, and the disruption to your operations, whether it's a partial or full shutdown, occurs due to damage at your actual premises. So this is the foundation for how business interruption coverage actually applies. One thing to know is that for smaller manufacturing operations, you could have this business interruption coverage included on an actual loss sustained basis through maybe your business owner's policy, also known as a BOP, which can be a great option because it covers your actual financial losses without a preset dollar limit. However, for larger manufacturing companies, ALS might not be an option that is offered by the insurance company, because once your exposures get to a certain point, insurance companies do like to have a specific coverage limit set for this. And then when it comes to the specifics around this coverage, it's important to know how the period of restoration is defined. This would be the time frame that your policy would cover that lost income and extra expenses while the damage is repaired and you're getting back on your feet. Certain policies out there will cut off coverage sooner than you might expect. So it is important to know the time frame and what's included and not included in coverage. A common mistake some businesses can make with this coverage is underestimating the time that it would take to fully recover. Repairs, sourcing new suppliers, or replacing certain specialized equipment can take longer than you might expect. So if your policy does not have coverage for an extended downtime, then you could be left paying certain expenses out of pocket. Then there's some other critical elements around this coverage that you might want to consider as well. One would be utility service interruptions coverage. This would be for things like loss of power, water, or gas. And obviously not having access to these things for your business could bring your operations to a halt. So making sure that your policy does have this coverage included can be important. Next is to think about the extra expenses that your business would have in the event of not being able to use your facilities. Things like having to temporarily rent space. Maybe you need to expedite certain shipments or other costs that might help you resume operations faster. These can make a big difference during your downtime. And then next would be to look at contingent business interruption coverage. This is particularly important if you rely on a few key suppliers or customers. If their operations are impacted and this impacts your business, this is where this coverage can come into play. It is also worth keeping in mind employee wages. Depending on how long your downtime actually is, keeping skilled workers on payroll during that downtime can save you from having to rehire and retrain once operations resume. But at the same time, how long your downtime is might determine how long you actually keep those folks on payroll. And something that I mentioned a little bit before is that an extended business interruption coverage endorsement might also be helpful, because even after repairs are made and you are back up and running, it can take some time to get fully back up to speed and recover all of that lost revenue. And it is also important to know that some events like floods or earthquakes might not be included in this coverage unless they are specifically added as an endorsement. So it is very important to review and understand any potential exclusions that might be in the policy. And at the same time, that this coverage aligns with what your business's actual risks are. And last, it is important to document what your potential financial losses could be in a potential worst case scenario. Regularly reviewing your financial reports and thinking through to understand the amount of coverage your business would actually need can be an extremely important exercise. For this absolute worst case scenario, it is important to consider two numbers. First is that monthly dollar amount that you would need to survive. And then second is to figure out how many months that you would need it for. So having this financial documentation in front of you and going through this exercise can obviously help determine what those amounts and what the time frame would be. As you can see, business interruption is a very critical coverage to protect against those potential extreme circumstances that your business could face. So thank you for watching, and if you are looking for help with your commercial insurance, I would love the opportunity to work with you and see if our team can help. There are a lot of ways to get a hold of me, and they should all be in the description below. Please feel free to text, call, email, fill out a contact form, whatever is easiest. And if you have any other questions about insurance, please feel free to leave them in the comments below or reach out directly, whatever's easiest. I would love to help answer those as well. So thank you again.